We must change our narrative about our personal brand, about ourselves, and about money, right? Because typically these are the three major beliefs that we get into. And then we'll talk a little bit about what that means. Mindset. You guys already know. I don't have to spend enough time. I bet you've heard mindset over and over and over again. But when I tell you that this right here, it will keep you broke or it will make you rich. It will keep you depressed or you can be elated. It can keep you healthy or it can keep you sick, because the mind is that dang on powerful. It literally controls how we think, believe, and act. The mindset is so powerful that literally it has the ability to create and destroy. And what do we think when we say mindset? Mindset is your collection of thoughts. And this is what's powerful. Catch this, because your thoughts then become your beliefs. Your beliefs then shape your habits. And that's how you do what you do. And a lot of times our mindset is predicated on the environment that we've been in, the things we've been taught, that learned behavior, or our experiences. And so when you think about it, you may ask yourself, I believe about myself truly impact my success or failure? I'm going to say absolutely. If you think you will, you think you can, it'll happen. If you think you don't, it won't. And if you know anything about mindset, and if any of you have studied a little bit of that, I mean, Carol Dweck, who is the mother of mindset, right, talks about the pivotal role it plays on whether what you want will happen or not. Because you guys, it's that real playing in your head. Because the reality is that there's two types of mindset. There's the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. The fixed mindset is that mindset that you believe that whatever it is that you have, whatever it is you born with, the gifts and talents, they were all there when you were born, is what you have. And so these are the people that spend their time documenting their intelligence, their skills, their success versus developing, right? They're not developing. So what do? They tend to shy away from confrontation. They're quick to say, I can't do that. They will say they're a failure, but these are also the people that think that their talent alone creates success. How is that possible? Michael Jordan, the greats at anything they've done, the Serena Williams of the world, they didn't get there because they didn't practice. They didn't get there just because they had a level of talent. We all have gifts and talent. You know who your glass half empty people are? These are those folks. So be careful, because these are the people that won't celebrate your success either. Because I'll be darned if you're going to be better than me. They might want you to be successful, but you can never be more successful than them. The growth mindset people believe that, if we think about our basic abilities and the talents and the gifts we have developed through dedication and hard work, we're willing to sacrifice and work through it, because the brains and the talent is just the starting point. We know we've got to cultivate, develop, and keep going. It's an evolution. We're curious learners. We're lifelong learners, right? But what happens is this creates a level of resilience in us. This gives us an opportunity, weather the storms, if you will. And you will find that most great people have these qualities, these growth qualities, but we also have a belief. You guys have belief. Sometimes that belief can get a little bit shadowed, a little bit shaded, and we'll talk about what that looks like. Because when you look at these two groups, this is what the difference is. The fixed mindset is going to say, I'm not good at this. The growth mindset wants to know, well, what am I missing? Because I got to go find that missing piece, right? And if it's not me that is going to learn it, guess what we're going to do? We're going to go find our who, but we're going to get it done. The fixed mindset says, I'm awesome at this. The growth mindset says, I'm right on track. But guess what? I'm not stopping there. I'm going to continue. Fixes, this is too hard. The growth says, this may take some time and effort, but I'm not going to give up, right? The fix says, I made a mistake. The growth person is thinking, okay, mistakes are going to help me learn. That's what I did. I made several mistakes, but I've used those to learn. I've used those as a tool, even to come in and help to pour into other people so that they don't do what I do, make the same mistakes I made. I was mid-career and was successful, you guys, by the standard measure of success, whatever that is. But I never even had a coach, a sponsor, or mentor at that time. Nobody ever told me I needed one. But it was through that mindset of I'm going to get it. I'm going to win. I never forget having a job, and I came in and the girl was supposed to train me, and she spent a couple hours with me, and then I never would forget it. It was a sales position. She said, they don't pay me to train. You've got to figure it out on your own. I thought, oh, baby Baba, you shouldn't have said that to me. And y'all already know, don't you? I went and cleaned that clock. My sales numbers went off the chart, and she got sat back looking while I was on the cruise. She was looking back, because all you have to do is tell me you're not going to help me and watch me work. Watch me go to work. But that's that growth mindset, not giving up. So this is how that works. And the reason that sometimes we find ourselves in these precarious positions where we feel stuck and we can't quite move the needle is because of the limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs really go as, what is a belief? That's that feeling of certainty about something, right? If we feel certain about it, we believe it. That's that feeling of certainty, because this is powerful. And I want you to hear this because this is powerful. Do you know that it is truly our nature to only invest the time, the effort, and energy in anything that we choose to do based on the outcome we think we're going to achieve? Y'all need an example? Okay. You're going for a promotion. Before you go for the promotion, you've already told yourself, they're not going to give it to me. They'll never give it to me. I know they ain't going to give it to me. Yeah, but it's going to be too hard. I don't have this, they're not going to give it to me. I'm not going to get it, They'll probably give it to somebody else. You've already told yourself you're not going to get it. And let me tell you what happened. So then you go on the interview. In your mind, you feel like you're truly interviewing well, right? But the reality is that you're not interviewing well. You didn't give it 110%. You gave it the level of effort that you thought would equate to the outcome. So guess what? They didn't give you the job. And believe it or not, it's how sad this sounds, you were okay with that. Let me tell you why. Because it's our human nature to want to validate our own beliefs. You had already said they wasn't going to give it to you. So what was your recourse? I told you so. Told you they wasn't going to give it to me. So you had literally already talked yourself out of that. How many times have we done that? I mean, let's just be real with ourselves. And you've literally just said, I'm not going to get it. But if you have flipped that script and went in there expectant, we've all been there. But if you had went in there expecting, this job is mine, I'm claiming it in the name of Jesus, I'm claiming it. This is my job. I can see my office. I know what this is. I got a vision. I know what I would love to do my first 90 days in this job. I've got a plan. Oh my God, I could just really see how I could add value over here in this. I can take these transferable skills. That's a whole different dialogue in the head, right? And think about what that could have yielded. Because the truth is that the only thing keeping you from the success that you desire is the story you tell yourself. Change the mindset, you change your life. Change the mindset, you transform your life. And it's true. I've seen it over and over and over.